In the early morning, in my home city of Guiyang, it's not as crowded as other cities. I'm here with my friend, Miss Suyuin Wang. We are here at my mom's restaurant for breakfast. Speaking of breakfast, in Guiyang, there are many kinds of food and many kinds of rice noodles, such as ground meat rice noodles, plain rice noodles, spicy chicken rice noodles, etc. Also, there are many kinds of rice noodles itself. A Guiyang favorite is sour rice noodles, but there are also steamed rice noodles for people who don't care for sour. Miss Wang's favorites are noodles topped with ground meat because it's not too spicy or oily. Ground meat rice noodles usually come with Guiyang special topping, crunchy dry pork, or soft dry pork. You can also add more meat, chopped scallion, lard, or pickled radish as toppings. Miss Wang likes her noodles sour, so she adds some more vinegar. Looking at her eating is making me hungry. We are not alone in the restaurant. There are also other customers too. Nurses from the clinic next door, a mom with her son before school, and security guards. You can tell from their faces that they like the food and they even get takeout. As the owner's son, I am proud. After the morning rush hour, the kitchen staff starts preparing for lunch and dinner. They have sausage, wheat gluten, different kinds of vegetables, different kinds of tofu, marinated egg, chicken feet, pork skin, pork belly, cellophane noodles, quail egg, pork, beef, chicken gizzard, and more. After breakfast, we went back home to get ready for Channing Mountain Park. Channing Park is a mountain park in the center of the city. A ticket to the park is only 5 yuan, or about 70 cents. After we arrived at the gate of Channing Park, we saw another kind of typical breakfast, rice cakes. You pound out cooked glutinous rice in a stone or wood stamp mill until it's very sticky. It may sound easy, but it takes strength. You'll need a strong back. It needs to be pounded a lot before it's ready. When it's ready, wrap it in perilla seed powder, soy powder, and sugar. Perilla seed powder is slightly bitter, so combining it with the sugar balances the flavors and it smells good. Wild monkeys roam the park. While prohibited, many tourists still feed the monkeys. Today's destination is Hung Fu Temple, the starting point for this 9-turn hike path. The journey takes about 20 minutes. At the entrance of the temple, there is a sculpture wall of the 9 dragons. There is a Chinese character, Fu, in the middle. It is said that if you close your eyes and walk to touch it, you will have many blessings and good luck in the coming year. You need to buy an extra ticket to go to Hung Fu Temple, but it's only 2 yuan, so it's not bad. You could bring your own incense and candles for worship, or you could buy them in the temple. The price is about the same. We happened to be there during the renovation of the temple. People could support the temple by donating. Miss Wang spent 20 yuan to buy a tile, and you can write your name and your blessing. After worshiping Buddha, we went to the backyard of the temple to see the blessing pool. You can spend 1 yuan to buy 10 1-cent coins to play with. All you need to do is try to get a coin into the container in the pool. If you get it, it will be a blessing. The smaller the bottle, the harder it is, but you can get more blessings. Then my mom called us back home for lunch. Perfect timing. On the menu for today, we have smoked pork belly first. Then our chef, Mr. Shu, begins preparing for eggplant with green pepper. Then he starts cooking my favorite meal, steam eggs with pork soy sauce. On the other side, my mom is cooking the meatball soup. The last meal is the double-cooked pork. This is my grandpa. Although he looks like he's into his phone, but I know he's been waiting for lunch so bad. This is my grandma. Look how adorable she is. She was telling me not to show her on the camera. And then she started playing Candy Crush. My family loves corn with rice.
这是包谷子煮的饭哦。
他是饭都没吃，吃吧，动筷子了。
都人齐了都。这是什么呀？豆豉。油炸。油炸。现在他妈嫌我们家辣椒不辣的这种人，我就辣的招呼你自己吃个丸子啊，不这样。
This is my 8th year here in the US. I always miss my family's cooking. I had to learn how to cook for myself when I moved for university. I really like and enjoy it, but I know it's not as good as my family's. It's not about the taste, it's the warmth of the family. We rest after lunch. Miss Wang has drum lessons at 2 p.m. I wish I had time to learn drums. I always wanted to be in a band. I tried the guitar for a little, but didn't keep at it. After Miss Wang's lesson, we went to my favorite coffee shop, George Community. I get a pour-over called Yurgachev. Miss Wang orders their monthly special, Kyoto Geisha. It's Earl Grey tea, lemon juice, sugarcane juice, Yurgachev espresso, and dry ice. It's now 7 p.m. Time is flying, and we are getting hungry. We decide to visit my mom's restaurant for a hot pot. As soon as we enter the store, we smell the fried crispy meat. We rush into the kitchen and saw Miss Chen frying meat. It smells so good. Look at the color, so perfect. Miss Wang loves this crispy meat so much she had been talking about it and finally got what she wanted today. Today, the boss, my mom, is making the soup base. The characteristics of this stewed pot are derived from the stewed soup. She makes the stock from marrow bones that simmer for 10 hours. Then she adds a special sauce and more than a dozen spices. Only the boss knows the recipe. The restaurant's main dish is the stew pot, but they also make pork bone and the sour tomato soup in Guizhou. Both of us like the sour tomato soup pot. My mom joins us.
我们已经开涮了，应该好了。好了，这是熟的。天，我要是有这么大个，
没写没上
孝性。哇，是好辣。
We're not done yet. In Guiyang, you have to go for a late night snack. Speaking of late night snacks, in Guiyang, there are so many kinds, from local favorites to different regions of China. Around 1 a.m., Mr. Shu takes us to one of his favorite places, Qingyuan Road. On the way there, we smell lots of good food. Some booths and restaurants still have a wait, or you need a reservation. We're still full from dinner, so we get a small portion of Zhao's dumpling and wontons. The dumplings and wontons are so thin and filled with lots of pork. I can eat one dumpling with just one bite, but it's too hot. After the dumplings, we went to a dessert booth. It's 2 a.m., but there's still lots of people waiting in line. My mom gets an iced green bean soup with a rice cake. The other one is my favorite, iced milk red bean soup with a rice cake.
我这小姑娘就比较大一些，因为其实我
吃完了。
你们可以吗？
我最近这2天被锻炼出来了。
可以。
给它个特写。
Well, that's the end of our day in Guiyang. We are full and tired.
这里注意看。